It's Katie Lee, and this is Katie Lee on Z103, the podcast, a replay of today's full show. Z103, it's Katie Lee. Last night, me and Nix were going at it with tug of war. Like, I'm not even joking. I think this is the most aggressive way that we played. And by the end of it, I was laying on the kitchen floor, just absolutely wrecked. Like, my hands were toasted. My arms were tired. This girl was not done with me, though. Like, literally, I was laying on the floor. I was like, Nix, I can't do this. And she's just standing over my head. She's like, get up. We are not done yet. So I grabbed onto the rope, and this girl, I'm not even joking or exaggerating, she drags me across the kitchen floor. Like, my whole body weight clear across the floor. She is like a fourth of my body weight. And she pulled me across the floor. Granted, I did clean my floors on Sunday, so they were very squeaky and smoothly cleaned. But yeah, she was not done. She was ready to keep going. And I'm just like, you know what? You can pull me around all you want. At least I'm going to mop up the floor just a little bit more. So I had the idea when I was laying in bed last night. I'm just like, I need to channel that power into her pulling a sled. Okay, so tonight I'm going to attempt, and I'm going to get the sled that we have outside, hook it up to her harness that she has, and I need to see if I have like a fishing pole or something, and I'm going to hang her favorite tennis ball in front of her head as I sit back in the sled. And we're going to see if she'll pull me on the sled. I don't know if it's actually going to work, but I think it's so funny. In my head, it seemed awesome, so we'll see if that happens or not. I'll report back. Z103, it's Katie Lee, and I've got your 2 o'clock tea for you today. Christian Bale and his wife are building a $22 million village in LA so that siblings in foster care can stay together. I love that. That is such a cool thing to do with the money. There's a movie based on the Dr. Seuss book, Oh, the Places You'll Go, and that's coming in 2028. I like that. That's awesome. We're starting to see some Super Bowl ads trickle out, and honestly, nothing's ever been good. For a very long time. It's just like, meh. Carrie Underwood and Nelly saw a little drop in their streaming numbers after performing at the inauguration. Lady Gaga's new album is called Mayhem, and it's coming out on March 7th. And her song with Bruno Mars, Die with a Smile, tops the Hot 100 for a 4th straight week. And now that he's been doing all these songs with other people and he's out of debt, Bruno Mars became the first artist to reach 150 million monthly users on Spotify, and now he's also doing a Las Vegas residency this year. Okay. Let's see. There was another one that I saw. Katy Perry says she'll dust off some deep cuts for her upcoming tour, and Megan Thee Stallion says she's not as tall as you think, and it's just that a lot of your favorite rappers are tiny. I learned how tall Ryan Seacrest actually was. I thought that man was taller. He's not a rapper, but that was applied. Anyways, that's your 2 o'clock tea here on Z103. Got some snack news for us all today. New Coca-Cola orange cream flavor is going to hit stores next month. And the other one, the rumors that we heard were true. Wendy's is partnering with the Girl Scouts for an official Thin Mints Frosty. And all I got to say, I can't wait for that. I am going to get that as soon as it comes out. Thin Mint Frosty, absolutely. Z103, it's Katie Lee. I'm tired of social media. I can't do it. I'm tired of my phone listening to my conversations and everything because I cannot get on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram until I finish this book that I am reading because it keeps popping up with spoilers. I am over it. I found out somebody dies in the book, and I'm just like, cool. I don't even get that surprise reaction anymore because thanks a lot, Facebook. Anyways, I'm almost done with it. I got like maybe 100 pages left, and then I'm done with the first one. And I have 2 more after that. Thankfully, these ones aren't gigantic books like Sarah J. Maas. Thank you, Rebecca Yaros, for making reasonable-sized books. Good night. Anyways, I'm quite enjoying Fourth Wing. It is amazing. Like, it is such a fun freaking book. If you're into like Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Divergent, you read any of those books, I promise you would love Fourth Wing. And for anybody else that has read Fourth Wing, guys, it's amazing. I love it so much. Unfortunately, I am considered a Gen Z, but I'm like right on that line between millennials and Gen Z. So this is one of the things, definitely not me. 61% of Gen Zers can't make an omelet. Can't be me because I literally made the world's greatest omelet like 2 nights ago. It was mwah, mwah, chef's kiss. Katie Lee on Z103, Idaho's #1 hit music channel. Pocatello is about to get their very own taste of Yellowstone. This Friday, 6 p.m., the Real Theater is hosting the premiere of The Great Pocatello Land Grab. So it is a docuseries diving into a local land dispute that could rival any TV plot, basically. And it is produced by Western Justice. The series explores allegations of corruption between city's officials and developers. Admission is free, so definitely check it out. The real life saga. Check it out on the big screen. If you want more details about it, the whole story is over at eastidahonews.com. Katie Lee here on Z103, Idaho's #1 hit music channel. The I Want to Know question of the day. What is the most out-of-pocket thing you've heard a kid say? 208-524-1033 or go comments on Facebook at Z103 Idaho. Honestly, I don't really ever pay attention to a lot of the things. My nieces and nephews are crazy. They all say a lot of things, but I can't remember any of them off the top of my head, and I hate that. But I was reading some messages that I had gotten about this comment, and Alicia says, my 3-year-old told me, I don't like your hair, Mommy. And I said, that is not nice. You need to be nice. And then he replied, okay, I don't like your hair. Please. Aw, I'm sorry. Jennifer says, I told my daughter her shoes were on the wrong feet. And then she said they were the only feet she had. Okay, let's see. Kimber says, my 2-year-old using the wrong words. When she's feeling frustrated, she says, I'm feeling very dangerous. Honestly, me too, kid. Me too. Kayla, yesterday, my 4-year-old said, calm down, Mr. Mustache, to my husband. Kids are so funny. They're so out of pocket, and they're so funny, and I love it so much. So I want to know, what is the most out-of-pocket thing you've heard from a kid say? 208-524-1033 or go comments on Facebook at Z103 Idaho. Listen, if I had to read this today, so did you. The question of the day, did a whale fart almost kick off World War III? I know you probably have raised an eyebrow or something. Apparently, the British Navy thought that their sensors recently heard underwater Russian drones dropping devices to track the UK's nuclear subs. But now, they think the sounds they heard were just a gassy whale. What? Z103, Idaho's #1 hit music channel. My name's Katie Lee, and I've got your heart-to-heart for you today. And we're talking about that feeling when life has you completely and utterly lost. Like you're standing on a road, there's no signs, there's no GPS, you're just standing in the middle of nowhere, and guess what? There's no snacks to help you out either. It's a scary thing. But the other thing about it is that feeling lost doesn't mean that you're failing. It just means that you're exploring. Okay? So it's okay to not have everything figured out. It might surprise you, but most people are just winging it. Nobody actually knows what's going on. Instagram and Facebook are lying to you. The key about it is to keep moving. Try something new. Lean into the curiosity that you have, or you can take a tiny, tiny step towards something that excites you. Even if you're not exactly sure where it's going to lead, lost doesn't mean stuck. It means you're in motion, and that's an actually pretty powerful place to be. So keep going. Katie Lee here on Z103, Idaho's #1 hit music channel. Calving season is still going on strong. And if there's one thing that I am so tired of, it is checking in the middle of the night. Not getting a full night's sleep is literally killing me. But you know what? We're going to keep going because it was really, really cold last night. And That's why we check at night, is so the babies that are born in the middle of the night don't freeze to death. It is way too cold out there for them. So my check was 2 a.m. last night, and I was driving around, and one of our new heifers, she had a baby. So if you don't know what a heifer is a first-time mom, basically. She's never had a kid before, and this is her first time. And so we like to keep them separate from the rest of the herd just in case they need a little extra help with, having the kid. And so turns out she did perfect. I showed up and she already had the calf. She was licking it, which is really important. You always want to make sure that the mom is licking the calf because that means she accepts it. And the more that she licks it, the less cold it's going to be because Anyways, I'm not going to get into the gory details of it, but happy calf, all is well. It's really cold. I could really use from 20-degree weather in the nights now. Enough to keep it still frozen, but enough that I could, not absolutely freeze with the calves. Please. Katie Lee here on Z103, Idaho's #1 hit music channel. I got your daily dummy for you today. This guy did a stupid thing, all because he missed his cat. We got a 28-year-old guy in Connecticut. His name's Logan, and he was pulled over early yesterday morning. Cops spotted him speeding down the highway more than 130 miles per hour. That's insane. So they talked to him, and it was very clear that he had been partaking of an adult beverage early in the morning. He had slurred speech, his eyes were glassy, and, he reeked of it. And he obviously failed the sobriety test when they arrested him. And a cop actually ended up asking Logan why he was speeding, and he said that he was rushing home to see his cat. There was no indication that there was anything wrong with the cat. It just sounds like he was just excited to go home and see his cat, which honestly, totally get that. I'm always excited to go home and see my dog, but I'm completely sober, unlike this guy. So lesson for today and every day after, don't drink and drive, even if you are excited to go see your cat. Z103, it's Katie Lee, and I am out of here for the day, my friends. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. Y'all stay safe, stay legit, be awesome, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for listening to Katie Lee on Z103, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Katie Lee on Z103 is hosted by Katie Lee and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.